I just before the show started, I read this headline, and I just think it's pretty funny. Now, I know some of you won't think it's funny. Some of you are going to lose a lot of money because of this. For some of you, this is no good, but here it is. Elon Musk, right? Elon Musk says Tesla will stop accepting Bitcoin for car purchases, citing environmental concerns. So I have to laugh. So, there's so many levels here of funny, sad, ridiculous, whatever, right? So one of the things that the Bitcoiners always cite is, look, Elon Musk loves us, and look, you can buy a Tesla with Bitcoin, and that means it's becoming acceptable, and it's going to become a currency because everybody's going to accept it as a means of exchange. And here, like the one car you can buy with Bitcoin, just said, nah, changed my mind. I mean, imagine if Elon Musk had said, I'm not accepting dollars anymore because I don't like what the Fed is doing. I mean, that would never happen because his business would be over. But Bitcoin, you can do that. One of the reasons I'm skeptical about Bitcoin. But why the environmental concerns? What's the issue with the environment? Well, with Bitcoin, the longer we go, the harder it is to mine new Bitcoins until all the Bitcoins are gone. And what harder really means is the amount of energy that is required to invest, to be devoted to mining Bitcoin. And since energy production in the world is dominantly fossil fuels, then what Elon Musk is basically complaining about is the fact that Bitcoin is not carbon neutral. Quite the contrary, it's very, very, very carbon intensive. He's complaining about the fact that Bitcoin is not environmentally friendly. Now, this is funny on so many levels, right? Because one, none of this is new. I mean, it's not like Bitcoin used to be mined with nuclear or with wind power or with solar. No, it's always been mined by using fossil fuels, by using electricity. So what is the big revelation Elon Musk had overnight, maybe after a Saturday Night Live appearance? What is this big revelation he's had that, oh God, Bitcoin mining is spewing a lot of carbon into the world? But then what really makes this ridiculous is the fact that Elon Musk builds a car, which my friend Alex Epstein calls a coal car. Like, what do you think produces the electricity to run Teslas? I mean, it's as if electricity is clean, CO2 clean energy. No. Electricity is produced predominantly by fossil fuels. There is no Tesla in a carbon neutral world. There's no electricity in a carbon neutral world. Not reliable electricity. Not cheap electricity, cheap enough to justify Tesla. And what does he use to launch rockets into space? I don't know, coconut oil? What's he using to launch rockets into space? And how is he producing batteries? With protons from the sun? Unbelievable. I mean, the idiocy of this, the degree to which this is ridiculous and stupid and silly and misguided. I mean, it would be one thing if Elon Musk on the side was building, heavily investing, lobbying for nuclear power, and then complaining about climate change and pitching electric cars. But he's building solar panels, which are never going to be enough to power his electric cars. Now, if you want to drive at night. So the whole thing is just ridiculous, sad, depressing, but really it's kind of funny. And I figured it would be a good thing to start the show because I know the rest of the show is pretty not controversial. And I figure here I'm going to piss off all the Bitcoiners. I'm going to piss off Elon Musk fans. I'm going to piss off Tesla fans. I'm going to piss off nuclear opponents. I think there are 3 or 4 or 5 other people I probably pissed off during that one. So I figured I'd start out with something controversial and then go from there. Most crypto mining is performed by large farms which use cheap electricity from hydroelectric dams. Really? As if electricity is not fungible, right? As if that electricity is just there for the large farms. As if that electricity wouldn't be used to power everything else, if not for the farms. And therefore, everything else now is using carbon fuels in order to fuel it. Come on, people. Get a grip. You know, hydroelectric dams have not been built specifically to power mining farms. Mining farms have gone to the places where hydroelectric electricity is. They're using it. Other people can't, don't have access to it. Therefore, other people are doing it elsewhere. In Norway and in Siberia. All right. But again, it's all fungible. And of course, the Chinese government has discovered that much of it is done by coal in China. And look, Elon Musk is not an idiot. So I believe him when he says that mining Bitcoin uses up a lot of fossil fuels. So I'll look it up. I am going to do a little research project on the side to figure out where Bitcoin is mined and what excess electricity would not used anywhere else, does it use?
And to begin with, I wonder if I can ask you to capsulize. I know this is difficult. Can I ask you to capsulize your philosophy? What is Randism?
First of all, I do not call it Randism, and I don't like that name. I call it objectivism.
All right.
Meaning a philosophy based on objective reality. Now let me explain it as briefly as I can. First, my philosophy is based on the concept that reality exists as an objective absolute. That man's mind, reason, is his means of perceiving it. And that man needs a rational morality. I am primarily the creator of a new code of morality which has so far been believed impossible, namely a morality not based on faith. Not on faith, not on arbitrary whim, not on emotion, not on arbitrary edict, mystical or social, but on reason, a morality which can be proved by means of logic, which can be demonstrated to be true and necessary.
All right. All right.
Now, may I define what my morality is?
All right.
Because this is merely an introduction. My morality is based on man's life as a standard of value. And since man's mind is his basic means of survival, I hold that if man wants to live on Earth and to live as a human being, he has to hold reason as an absolute, by which I mean that he has to hold reason as his only guide to action, and that he must live by the independent judgment of his own mind, that his highest moral purpose is the achievement of his own happiness, and that he must not force other people, nor accept their right to force him, that each man must live as an end in himself and follow his own rational self-interest.
May I?
All right, before we go on, reminder, please like the show. We've got 163 live listeners right now, 30 likes. That should be at least 100. I figure at least 100 of you actually like the show. Maybe there are like 60 of the Matthews out there who hate it, but at least the people who are liking it, you know, I want to see a thumbs up. There you go. Start liking it. I want to see that go to 100. All it takes is a click of a thing. Whether you're looking at this, and you know, the likes matter. It's not an issue of my ego. It's an issue of the algorithm. The more you like something, the more the algorithm likes it. So, you know, and if you don't like the show, give it a thumbs down. Let's see your actual views being reflected in the likes. But if you like it, don't just sit there. Help get the show promoted. Of course, you should also share, and you can support the show at yaronbrookshow.com/support, or on Patreon or Subscribestar or Locals. And show your support for the work, for the value hopefully you're receiving from this. And of course, don't forget, if you're not a subscriber, even if you just come here to troll, or even if you're here like Matthew to defend Marx, then you should subscribe, because that way you'll know when to show up. You'll know what shows are on, when they're on. You'll get notified, right? So, yes, like, share, subscribe, support. Like, share, subscribe, support. There you go. Easy. Do one or all of those, please.